Papa Bigfoot here. You'll have to excuse the whole grungy look. Me and the rest of the Bigfoot crew, we're out in a new camping spot this weekend. And I figured take this opportunity to show you around. You'll have to excuse a little bit of the background noise. Some of that's going to be some air conditioning, as average temperature's been pushing 100 degrees here lately. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this filming from inside the vehicle, as walking the miles it would take to cover this entire area, that would take a toll on the body. So in order to keep this film, this little episode from dragging on forever, y'all having to hear me panting like a dog, we're going to be filming most of it from inside the vehicle. But anyhow, the area we're at today is called used to be called by the locals, the Deep End Marina. It's on the south end of Lake Palestine in deep East Texas. I'm assuming they called it the Deep End because it's the dam side of Lake Palestine, and obviously the deepest end of the lake. There used to be a marina off to my left over here that burned down many years ago. So no longer marina here, but to get to the campground we're going to, that we set up at yesterday, property is owned by the Upper Neches River Authority, and it's open to public use. But say you're headed to this piece of property, turn off, looks, just like any old back road in the area, so it's kind of easy to miss. But if you miss the road, you come up on a dead end, it will take you straight to this marina that we're at. And here in just a second, I'll turn the phone around and show you what the Deep End Marina actually looks like, and give you a little bit of a look at it for yourself. It's one of the most common boat launch areas on all of Lake Palestine, besides a couple of pay-to-launch places that have marinas. There's the Lake Palestine Marina out on the highway and stuff, but this is the most common free-to-launch place on Lake Palestine. So let me get this turned around and we'll give you a look. All right, here we go. Now, it's kind of packed today. There's a few cars over here. You can set up little gazebos and stuff. There's a family outing going on over here. Maybe 15, 20 people. But behind me, as we turn around, I'll try and get a view for you. There's a parking lot back there, and it is absolutely packed full of boats and trailers. You can see someone there just launched their ski boat. We've got another one coming in behind me fixing to pull in. But the Texas Parks and Wildlife, they've got a little boater safety thing over here. And right there to the right of it, there's this other boat coming in. It's going to block off the view a little bit. But you see that sign there with the orange top? That gives you some boating safety instructions and what diving signs look like, diving buoys and such. And usually there's life vests there for children and adults who don't have one, because it is the law not to go out if you don't have one. So they're free for use. You just put them back when you're done. Let's see. Let's zoom in over here if we can. Right back there is a free fishing pier. You can see somebody sitting in the shade back there. You can sit back there and fish. We go over here. We've got disabled parking right there. It takes you right down to the pier over there. Of course, we've got somebody parked in it with no disabled plates or tags. That's, discourteous to say the least, but, what's the world coming to? We all know that, world's full of dishonest and type people. But it's a pretty nice setup. Concrete all the way down into the water. People come just to hang out at the water and look, got a bike rolling in to turn around. But pretty awesome little place. I mean, incredible place to launch your boat, sit down for a relaxing evening and fish. You can see right over there at the end of the jetty there, that's where the water comes in and out of the actual dam itself. Here in a minute we'll go around that way back as we start making our way back towards my camp, and you'll get to see the dam itself, and we'll go around that way and look at the spillway and a few things like that. So alright, well, let me get this off, and we'll go around and I'll show you the parking lot and things of that nature before we head back into the camping areas. Some of the nature scenes back there. Alright, this is the parking area I was telling you about. It's a pretty good open little area. Goes back, you know, there's one corner. It goes back a ways. You can even park back there off the grass, but this is just one row of the trucks. You go back over there behind all these trailers. You know, you've got room for another row there and another row over here. You know, you got another row kind of off over there. You might be able to see it, you know, kind of catty corner off from this black truck. But I mean, it's, you know, pretty packed out there today for the south end anyhow. I mean, it's a pretty popular place for this time of the year, even though, like I say, right now, just sitting here in the shade, it's 95 degrees. So it must be pretty smoldering out there on that water. You know, only, you know, good thing is there's a slight breeze coming in every now and then. But all right, let's make our way on around, and I'll show you the road and how we get into the back area back there. All right, everybody, this is the road I was telling you about that takes you to the back. Explains this is a private road. It's owned by the Upper Neches River Municipal Water Authority. And it just takes you into the back here where campgrounds are, and the access is to the river. So we're gonna stroll on back here and take a little look. Let's get you set up here on the dash. How about that? To your left over here, that's the maintenance yard for the River Authority. Got this sign here that explains that all the vehicles have to stay on the paved or graded roads, and that there is to be no firearms shot down here at any times. That long dirt wall that you've seen in the previous clips of the video, making our way around behind it now. You look over here, you'll see that that is the dirt wall I was telling you about. It that is a earth-made dam that goes up to the concrete section of the Lake Palestine Dam. You get a view of just how tall and how long this earthen dam is from right here. I mean, this thing just goes on and on. And I mean, on the weekends, this is a pretty popular little cut across because it comes from an area of the town of Frankston and takes you to a couple of historical markers and can bring you out in the next town of CUNY, which is on the other side of the river. Now this little section here, this used to be a really popular place. It's closed off at this time. But back in that area, oh, excuse me, we dropped the phone. Back in that area, it goes back for over a mile or so. There are some amazing campgrounds when it's open. A lot of reasons it can be closed, you know. Some people get disrespectful and just tear up the land back there, and that upsets the River Authority, and they shut it down. But it goes on for over a mile, and there's, you know, 10 or 15 campsites that are set up by the River Authority back there with picnic tables and trash cans, and at least another 30 that have been made with no amenities like that at all. And it's within spitting distance of the next highway. I mean, it's just an amazing setup back there. Where we're going to turn off now, the road gets a little rough and winding, so you're going to be bounced around a little bit. But in order to to get a good experience of this, you know, I feel it's well worth it. So we're going to turn right up here. This is the spillway for Lake Palestine. Many years ago, this fence used to not be here. And you used to be able to walk all the way down it. It's a pretty steep drop. But it is full of fish and gar and such down there that the water just comes out so fast. And now they will actually prosecute you if you cross this fence. Let's step out and we'll take a look at it. This right here is where the Neches River flows. Neches River is constantly flowing. And if they didn't have some way to let the excess water out of Lake Palestine, it would just overflow. But as you can see, they've built a little concrete wall here. And that pipe fence down there used to be the only thing that would stop people from getting sucked in. Which happened, you know, every few years right here. Incredible fishing spot. Back when I was much younger, we used to fish here a lot. But if you look way down there, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit so y'all can see. They've built a secondary wall to kind of slow it down some. But really beautiful. The herons, some cranes, even the occasional pelican now make their nest out here. Sometimes in the spring you'll see turkeys out here, but it just meanders its way on through and gets wider the further south it goes. We're gonna make our way on down into the woods down here and let y'all see what that's all about. Alright everybody, we are going to follow this fence back a little ways. There are multiple campsites back in here. No amenities, no tables, no trash at most of them. There's a couple of trash cans up here on the road that they expect you to bring your trash up to. A lot of times on the weekends you'll see a lot of four-wheelers and such down here. I'm not a fan of it in this area. To me, this is more of a nature and camping type place. But people do what they do. I'm sure I'm not the only one out here camping. When I came out Friday morning, I was the only one out here, me and the family. But well, it looks like we may have somebody up in there. We'll see when we get a little closer. Oh, the road's a little rough. I'm sure y'all are getting it from the jarring and shaking in the camera. But looks like straight ahead there we see somebody setting up in there. In the rough times of the spring, there are areas down in here that tend to go all the way underwater, which is pretty amazing actually, because this area, as you'll see, we're going to be going up and down multiple times in here. So this area gets exceptionally steep and just ups and downs, and for this area to flood like it does is actually pretty amazing. Okay, we're not going to be able to go all the way back around. We've got a crew set up over here. They're not camping. They are dirt bike riding and four-wheeler riding, it looks like, for the weekend. But see, look here, this is a good example. You can't even see the ground because we're going up. It's such a steep angle. My wife would kill me doing this in her vehicle if she was with us, but she's not. And down we go. And look over here, look at that. I mean, you can see the trees right there above us, and the roots are sticking out. I mean, their erosion has just been horrible through here. You can see right up here, a lot of people camp here. Sometimes people will just back in there. I say, oh, we got somebody over here. Yeah, you'll have to pardon the little beeping. That's my wife's car telling us grass and roots and dirt is all too close to us. Yeah, they may be camping. They're setting up for camp. There's some coolers and such. So we've got some folks here in front of us. Let's see if we can make it through here. Maybe get a look around this way. I collected some firewood down in here last night. There's a little marsh down over there. Yes, I know. absolutely, I say car, it's a Ford Explorer, but it absolutely does not like these extreme angles like this. And oh, he just bottomed out. But, I mean, as you can see, the park does not, now I say park, it's not a park. It's just property owned by the River Authority that they allow the public to have access to and use. As long as it's not being abused. You know, as long as nobody's taking advantage of it, nobody's destroying it. You know, you can come in here. We hit something. Who knows? My wife don't ever watch my videos anyhow, y'all. She'll never find out. So, oh, that was something good. Made the whole vehicle pop up. But I mean, looky there. I mean, there's always firewood in here. Stuff falls out of the trees. Let me move up so that'll stop beeping at us. This over here used to be a really good area to camp. Let's see if I can move the phone over here. Look out here. I mean, look at all the shade. Nice, good oak trees. Over there to your far left, past that mound. Say right over here. Let's see if we can get it in here. That mound right there. Past that, there's a marsh that backs up off the river. My family used to camp here. Man, I bet it was 35 years ago. We used to have these massive campsites here. I mean, I've been coming to this place off and on, many years. Back when the fishing used to be good and, it wasn't overrun by, people who actually it was respected being out here and took care of the place. When my children were little, we used to actually come out here once or twice a year with trash bags and hike this entire area. And we would clean up all the messes that everybody would just leave, because people can be just so disrespectful to the land. I mean, you would find trash, we could come out of here with a whole truck bed full of trash. We would clean all afternoon, build us a little makeshift shelter, sit out here in the shade, have a campfire cooked meal, and just enjoy ourselves and be proud, of what we were able to accomplish in one afternoon and the good things we had done for the land. People just don't do that anymore. People don't really care about the land anymore, and they're using it for free. I mean, you can look right here. Look at this. Trash just laying there on the ground. There's trash laying over there on the ground. I mean, everywhere you look. I mean, trash just laying all over the ground. And there's no excuse for it. Look right there. See that? That's a trash can. Nobody cares. I mean, the little campsite I'm at, you can tell people have camped there multiple times. Not one person took the time to dig out a fire pit, encase it with rocks, and actually clean out the pine needles away from it to prevent it from ever being a hazard for the next man, or even for themselves. These pine needles would have caught on fire. Yes, granted, where I'm at, only, 2 square miles of land would have burned up. No houses involved, nothing like that. But that's 2 square miles. People just don't care. They don't see the beauty in it. They just see the freeness of it. And I'm hoping some of these little videos I show, people start to see the beauty in these things. I mean, the amazement, the awe that others don't. gonna go on around, take a couple of looks, you know, over here. I think when I came through earlier, I seen a couple setting up a free camps in one of the free campsites. Yeah, look right up through here. You know, yeah, there's a campsite being set up in there. We're not gonna go in there and bother them. I don't want anybody bothering me while I'm trying to set up. But if you look through there, you'll see a little white SUV in there. They're trying to set up camp, it looks like. Well, they were earlier. I don't see them now. They were shaking out a tent or a tarp or something. Let me pull over and let this vehicle go around. Another common occurrence you'll see here in East Texas. Folks riding up the bed of pickups. Stop right up here. I'm not going to zoom in too much on the family and the crew, but right over here you'll see our little setup, and you'll see you'll see the Bigfoot mobile setting up over there. A couple of our tents, you know, we got the whole little area set up in there, nice and in the shade. We just got ourselves a nice little spread in there. We're going to be here probably the rest of the weekend. It is the, what is today? 24th, 25th of, what month is it? July. It's July, yeah. No telling how long it'll take for this video post. But, it's a hot one out there today. But under there, we get a little bit of breeze. I ain't gonna lie, I brought a generator and some fans. I got my grandbaby with me. Ain't no reason for everybody to be hot and miserable. So, over here we have another parking area. And that's for this area right here. Because see, when the water gets high, they close this road off. Because down here, when the water comes over the dam, it actually flows over the road. And what we're going to do is we're going to go across it, and then we'll go up a little ways, turn around and come back so y'all can see some of the fishing areas and such. See this right here? This thing is actually washed up and out multiple times from when the rainwaters get so thick out here. It'll just lift it all the way up and out of there. I mean, gone. Just solid concrete, lift it up, take it away. But what I think is amazing, and I'll show you on the way back in, is this is all solid stone. One big chunk of stone under all this. Alright, here's what I promised to show you. Now, we are going to spin around so y'all can see the back of the Lake Palestine Dam. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh, we got cars coming from both directions. It looks like the ones behind us are going to pull into the fishing area. But these that are coming beside us, and there they go. All right. Look at that. That thing is setting on one solid stone that runs under the ground from way out there into the water, all the way to where I'm sitting, and another, maybe 30 yards behind me. When I spin around up here, I'm going to take it and shine the camera this other way. Keep in mind, from where I'm going to have the vehicle parked, the dam will be, as you can see, here's the road. That's the dam. And the dam, I'm going to spin around, and it's all going to be one solid rock. And I'm going to try and get out there and show you a better view of it. And there's a waterfall where the rock ends. But we're going to try and get out there and get a good view of all of that here in a minute. So, all right, let me get up here and turn around so y'all can see all this. And I'll come back with you when I get turned around. All right, everybody. So instead of trying to sit there in the road and explain to you this side of it, figured I'd get out and come out here. Right here you can see just how many times they have had to repair this from washout just by dumping concrete over boulders to try and slow this water erosion down. Just kind of get down through here. You can see lots of fish bones and everything else out here. This is that massive rock that I was telling you about. We're walking on it right now. All one gigantic stone. And it goes for a ways. We're going to walk over here in a minute. I'm going to show you where it all ends. I know there's going to be a little wind noise in there because we got a little breeze blowing. But some kind of gar or something laying there. Dead shell of one. I say shell. But yeah, you see here the series of culverts that sometimes the water gets a little faster than they can handle, and just lifts them right on up and out of there. But water's only, inches deep right here. You can walk all over it. Matter of fact, when we get down here, we may just do that. But you can see, the patterns in this stone, where the water has moved so fast for so long over the years that it has just cut grooves into this stone. It is just wild, to say the least. And it's just amazing to look at. This is all one gigantic stone that dumps into this pool. This is where the end of the stone comes that I was telling you about. And look at that. Isn't that something? People gather around out here to fish in this pool. And, it's just a deep pool. And it just shallows up right over there. You can see right there where the rocks are. And then it, slowly gets a little deeper and deeper as it goes on back and actually dumps into the Neches River back there. But you can often sit right here and watch as the fish come over the rocks. Somebody's dog's barking at us over there. But it's just a nice place to visit and actually just sit back and relax. But you can see, like right here, this is the place the water travels the most. You can see how much it's cut into this low spot here, and it's just, it's just kind of, made its own little path here, right on into the stone. And it's moving a pretty good ways. Pretty fast speed. A lot of times you catch a lot of your bait fish right over here, hemmed up in this corner. But isn't this just amazing, y'all? And there's actually hiking trails that run down along beside this, all the way back until it dumps into the Neches River. And I say they stop there because there's a V there, and it's kind of got a little pie-shaped piece of land there, and it locks you in. And there's some on this side too. I haven't explored them all the way back yet, but I'm sure they go back quite a ways too. Every bit of this is all man-made by the public. The parks, the Neches River Authority didn't do any of this. They made the roads in. That's pretty much it. All these little trails and such, people over time just visiting the place and walking through it, walking over the same places, made trails everywhere. It's a great place to come out, metal detect, right back there. Let's see if we can get us a spot there. You see that sandy slope? So many people come up and down there to fish. I have found all kinds of money back there, all kinds of little trinkets that have fallen out of people's pockets. The sand just seems to never end. You never find the bottom of it right there for some reason. Great place to metal detect. All up and down there is sugar sand, and then down here towards the bottom, this bottom layer is clay. I have found arrowheads, petrified wood, some amazing specimens through here. It gets down to that layer where you just find the really good stuff. The wildlife species out here, they're not afraid of humans because they see them all the time. So, it's just a beautiful place to come and visit, spend a weekend, and it costs you nothing but your food. Your food and your fuel. just, you know, nice place to relax and unwind for the weekend. Alright, y'all. There is plenty more to see out here. If it wasn't so dadgum hot today, I'd take you down a lot of these trails, you know, off over here to my right. Like I say, that trail goes on all the way to the highway. That first road I showed you, the road itself goes on for over a mile, and then there's trails all over that. But that's going to be a video for another time. Right now, I am thinking I'm going to make my way back to the shade tree, get in my hammock that's under that said shade tree, and call it. So I'm going to have to say that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I will see y'all next time.